Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you want to have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock. I'm back. I'm almost all back with my voice here in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, let me tell you who we're going to have on today. Now, we're going to have Alan Corwin coming in today, but he wimped out. He's sick. Got the flu. So it's we'll go ahead and have him come in next week. That's fine. And he warned me that he knew I sympathize. Now, in place of him, though, what do? We got Sheriff Richard Mack. Yeah, he's coming on today. He's going to be speaking this Saturday at the 10th Amendment, the nullification tour that's going on. The 10th Amendment Center advertising quite a bit on Freedom's Phoenix. We put it up there for him. Said, yep, go ahead. Go heal the people, man. Whatever. Now, for the first... Before Sheriff Mack comes in the second hour, at the bottom of this hour, we'll have Michael Bolden. Now, Bolden, he is the founder and executive director of the 10th Amendment Center. Now, I just want to be clear on this, and I'll make it clear to them. I just want to make it really clear. I've been doing this a long time. I'm dealing with these same people. Thomas Woods will be speaking. Noam will be spoken at the Freedom Summit. Have Charles Goyak, good friends. We have Sheriff Mack, know him longtime good friends. A lot of the guys associated with this thing, and a lot of local politicos that are getting involved. And Senator Cynthia Allen is becoming the state legislator here, that's going to, forward the blah, blah, blah. And I understand the concept. Jefferson made it clear early on. He said, look, if the federal government, what's the recourse? They do something unconstitutional, making the states doing whatever. What do? Well, you go to what? The federal court? You go to the federal court and say, we're going to go ahead and, ask the federal judges to not let them be so federal on us. Come on. So what happened was he articulated in such a way in his writings and such, and then I think it was Mason did too for Virginia, but what was the other state? It doesn't matter. They were saying, look, you can't, no, it's Kentucky and Virginia, I think it was. And they said, look, you can't just do this and expect us to agree to everything. And, we'll just say, bite me. No courts needed, no Supreme Court, no attorneys, no judges. No, we're just not doing it. Then what? Well, okay, here comes the F-16s. But, there's a point at which you got to have, somebody's going to blink. They're going to play chicken. This is the problem. As individuals, we're counting on another layer of government to defend us against this one other layer of government. Well, the layer of government that we're counting on to defend us, certainly here in Arizona, is big time in debt. So, what's the sell going to be for the sell out? For them to go, I guess we will go ahead and do this. Federal government print up some money, pay off some pensions, then it's okay. At what point do you get to speak for yourself? Where does that happen? I am not going to, it's not like I think that there's never going to be any government or there's never, there may be, whatever. I don't care. I'm never going to advocate for it. I'm never, ever, ever, you're going to ever get me to advocate for someone else to have the justification and the sanction from me to be my king, my ruler, my boss. That's just, that's counter to everything that, declaring your independence is about. So when Michael comes on, we'll talk about this very thing. And I understand this has been, because if you get old enough, I'm almost 50. If you've been paying attention for a couple of decades, you start to see the revolution. That's why they call it revolution. It goes round and round. It just keeps repeating. And you'll have, the sagebrush rebellions of the late 70s when you got government was getting kind of big, and certainly the sagebrush area, the Southwest, the ranches out in Nevada and Arizona and all that in Colorado, where, Reagan came in and this freedom from government is not the solution to problems, government is the problem. And you started having this resistance from the southwestern states, and we're going to secede or we're going to claim our own, and Texas wants to be a republic, and it goes on and on and on. Excuse me. So what happens now is that kind of subsides a little bit. Okay, now we got an outside threat. It's the Soviet Union. It's Afghanistan. It's always something. So we consolidate. We get rally around the flag. And then, is there going to be a rally around a principle, a concept of what the flag stood for? Do we even remember or know or care? So I'm back to this Declaration of Independence thing, because I did a lot of research. I read a lot. I was young. I was into it. What's the principle? What's the justification for all this? What? And it was really independent of what the founders had to say. I just wanted to know what the documents said, and I could see what they were trying to do. And even before that, you read the Bible straight through a couple of times, and you start to see, what the wisdom was there, and certainly the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament. There is, humankind has been trying to figure it out for a long time, and we are progressing. And it comes down to freedom. As long as you're not bothering anybody, it's all good. You're not harming someone. That's another thing. You got to ask yourself, without private property, I got to tell you this. I get to this article. Dang it, I got time. It's just a short paragraph. And I tell you what, just so I don't have to read it, I just want to get to the bottom line of what this thing is about. When you have, and it goes into it pretty well, and it comes down to this point. Exactly what I've been saying. We already are in anarchy. They'll say you have to have this kind of structure to how are we going to undo this housing crisis and all this debt and the pension, this and that and everything. And you go, the whole point of the rule of law and the structure of government, the justification for it, is that it is a mechanism by which we adjudicate or we arrive at a just result for fill in the blank or whatever happened. Well, we're not. The system is there to do exactly the opposite. The system is there to protect the banks. The system is there to protect the system. The system is there. It's not, principle or law or any of that stuff. So we are already in an anarchist situation. My point is that anarchy, well, more like chaos. Anarchy is a lack of rulers, but it always self-organizes. People will understand they got to make their own personal decisions. So then you got to ask, if you're going to have some kind of a government, to what? I kind of draw the limit at, the county recorder where you go and say, this is my property. Everybody knows, I staked it out. Here it is. And here's a 50 cal that says it's mine. It's basically what it comes down to. It's either your 50 cal or somebody you negotiated with to be the 50 cal holder for you. Or, it's a government with a, sheriff badge and say he's manning the 50 cal for you and kind of, it's a 50 cal. So it's, call what? You want me to go to the front page. Donna wants me to go to the front page. Sierra wants me to go to the front page. She's saying, breaking news. California residents hit with government ban on paying by cash. District officials want to find out who uncommonly antagonistic individuals are by tracing requests for public records while federal government paints cash users as potential terrorists. No cash in California. And it starts. Silver. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.